It's story time. Story time. Let's read it story time. Story time. I'm geeked to story time. Story time. You and me, it's story time. Story time. Let's achieve. Hello, everyone out there. How are you doing on this beautiful Christmas morning? I hope you all are doing well. And of course, as always, please making sure to please still stay safe out there. Now, K-Crew, this is a brand new thing that I'm doing for the first time. Instead of having one Christmas book on Christmas morning, I am going to do an entire compilation of all the Christmas themed books that I have read over the years. And so buckle up because we're going to have a good one today. First up is Cocoa Mistletoe, written by Ciara Hill. Cocoa Mistletoe, written by Ciara L. Hill and illustrated by Natalie S. Here we go. Look at that black girl magic on the cover. I'd love to see it. Hey, she signed it for us. It says, Kayla, you are the best. Thank you for your support, Ciara L. Hill. Thank you, Ciara. You know, Ciara is definitely an author who has a way with her words and can just draw you into anything that she writes. All right, y'all ready to jump straight to it? Let's begin. Cocoa Mistletoe was one of a kind. She loved everything about Christmas, from the decorations to the soulful food and music. But most of all, she loved the feeling of Christmas, which some people call the holiday spirit. She had a magical sleigh and a special reindeer named Mr. McJingles. During the holiday season, they rolled through the snowy drifts and delivered gifts to boys and girls all over. Ooh, that's a big responsibility. Do you know how many boys and girls she has to go visit? But I think that smile on her face means she loves it. On cold winter days, Coco went into her marvelous workshop where she could create any gift she could imagine. The workshop was truly magical. The smell of sweet peppermint candy filled the air. The fireplace crackled, and there was always a plate of fresh sugar cookies. The twinkling lights of the tree inspired Coco to create special gifts. She couldn't wait to deliver them. Oh my goodness. Do you know how nice and cozy it would be if your home was always filled with fresh sugar cookies? You smell the peppermint candy and you feel the warmth from the fireplace. Ooh, cozy. So off she flew with Mr. McJingles, cheerfully singing, "Co." Oh my goodness. They're on their way. Co. I love that. Her first stop was to deliver chocolate chip cookies to her teachers. "I hope you love my special cookies," said a smiling Coco, who made them with magic. The next evening, Coco delivered toys to her friends. She had made them with a wish. Her friends were thrilled. Everyone got the toy they wanted most. Oh my goodness. I know they are super happy. And surprised, too. They like, what? Coco? You shouldn't have. Coco liked giving presents to everyone, but she wanted to do something different. She felt like something was missing. Instead of delivering random presents, she wanted to give gifts that really spread holiday joy and made people feel good. Maybe I'll try making something different. Like some handmade gifts instead, she thought. Ooh, things are better when they are homemade. So, Coco went back to her magical mistletoe workshop. But this time, instead of using magic to make gifts in the wink of an eye, she used crayons, markers, ribbons, tinsel, and candy. She drew and she cut and she glued, making handmade ornaments, Christmas cards, and artwork. It was more work than using magic, but it was more fun as well. I like making handmade gifts, she realized happily. When you could put your creativity, really let your mind work into a special gift, and you know, with handmade gifts and cards, you can really feel the love that the person put into it. Then the following night, Coco and Mr. McJingles flew with lightning speed to deliver her new presents. They weren't magically perfect like the cookies and toys, but they were homemade, and that made them even more special. Everyone loved Coco's gifts, and they smiled from ear to ear. The neighbors thanked Coco for her thoughtful gifts and hung them around their homes. Coco was delighted that they loved the handmade presents. She gave from her heart, and it made a difference. She liked the feeling so much that she wanted to do even more, but she didn't know exactly how. Coco decided to ask her parents for help. That's a good idea. Anytime you need help, definitely ask your parents. But I love that she wanted to give more. She loved that feeling so much. Mom, Dad, can you help me? Asked Coco. She told them everything she created and delivered. I am still missing some things that could create holiday joy and make people feel good during the holiday season. I don't know what else I can make. You love being around family. Why don't you think about what makes that so special, especially during the holidays? Coco's mother suggested. And maybe you can think about things that can create fun holiday memories, added Coco's dad. Ooh, those are some good ideas. So, later that night, Coco and the rest of the Mistletoe family put up the new holiday decorations that she had made. And of course, the night wouldn't be complete without hanging some mistletoe. And then Coco saw a present with her name on it. Excited, she gently opened a special wrapped ornament. Coco, this ornament belongs to your great-great-grandfather, said Coco's mother with a smile. As a family tradition, we must always cherish how special it is. Coco smiled. She thought about all the special memories that must have been created under past Christmas trees decorated with that ornament. Knowing that this family ornament was hers now made her feel all warm inside. This wonderful feeling of decorating for the holidays and thinking about family memories has got to be part of the holiday spirit, said Coco. Absolutely. Oh, that is a special ornament. The Mistletoe family prepared for their annual Soulful Holidays Christmas party the following day. All of Coco's family and friends were there. Everyone sang, danced, and ate all kinds of yummy soul food and sweets. The kids played outside, had snowball fights, and then came back inside to drink hot cocoa and play more games. I love the feeling of spending time together, Coco said to her family. That's right, Coco. Holidays are also about quality time together, not just gifts. And joy should be spread not just during the holiday season, but year-round, said her parents. Oh, look how happy everyone is. And absolutely, don't just use this time, this season right now to be kind and show love and spread joy to others. We should be doing that 365 days out the year. As the holiday season went on, Coco and Mr. McJingles continued to drive their magic sleigh around, delivering gifts. But now Coco also included different kinds of gifts, like heartfelt compliments to others and a helping hand to people in need. She even volunteered at a local shelter where she donated some of her own clothes and toys. Oh, yes. Coco, Merry Christmas, Coco joyfully chanted. Christmas Day was finally here, and that was when Coco realized that although gifts were a great way to show others how we feel about them, helping people out, giving from the heart, creating memories, and spending time together brought true joy. I can't wait until next year to spread more joy and show others the true meaning of the holiday spirit, Coco said to her special reindeer. Mr. McJingle snorted and jingled his bells, and she laughed. It was the best Christmas ever. Yes. The end. I think I want some cocoa now. Next up, we have Jordan's Happiest Christmas, written by Sanduni Mendis. Jordan's Happiest Christmas, written by Sanduni Mendis. Here we go. Christmas was around the corner, and little Jordan was eagerly getting ready for Christmas with her dada. Her mama was an author and was a bit preoccupied, thinking of an idea for her next book. Jordan's dada was curious about what Jordan wanted for this Christmas. "Jordan, my darling, what did you write to Santa this year?" asked Dada. "I asked Santa to show me what true happiness is," Jordan said, bubbly with excitement. "Dada, what makes you truly happy?" Jordan asked curiously. "Well, darling, I feel truly happy when you are happy. Your pretty little smile and the sparkle in your eyes always fill my heart," Dada said, giving a kiss on Jordan's forehead. Her eyes twinkled like the brightest stars in the night sky. Days passed by, and Christmas was just a few hours away. Jordan's room was warm and cozy, and she was fast asleep. Suddenly, she heard a voice. "Jordan, hurry up! Wake up, my dear." Jordan was astonished by the sight. It was Santa, the real Santa, with Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer. "I want to show you what true happiness is. Will you come with me?" asked Santa. "Of course!" Jordan shouted merrily and put on a winter coat over her pajama in no time. The very next moment, Jordan found herself flying through soft, fluffy clouds, surrounded by sparkling stars. She still couldn't believe that Santa had shown up in response to her letter. Jordan looked around and saw the biggest sack full of toys tied to Santa's sleigh. She pinched herself to make sure that she wasn't dreaming. "Can you see the little cottage in the far corner of that forest?" asked Santa. "Yes, Santa," Jordan whispered. "Will you be able to give this cake and these cookies to those little kids over there?" Santa asked with a gentle smile on his face. With a heart full of joy, Jordan carefully carried the snacks and made her way to the little cottage. As she offered them to the little kids, she saw their eyes sparkle like the stars in the sky. In that very moment, Jordan remembered what her dada said. She felt a little flutter inside her and deep in her heart. "I think I know what real happiness is," she whispered to herself with a bright smile on her face. The next destination was not a poor family, but a rich mansion, where an old lady was sitting alone. She was feeling so lonely that her eyes were filled with tears. "I guess you know what to do, little Jordan. Spread a little magic," Santa whispered to Jordan's ear. Little Jordan made her way to the mansion. The old lady's heart brimmed with joy at the sight of a cute little girl with a loving smile on this lonely Christmas Eve. It took no time for Jordan to make the old lady laugh with joy. "I will see you again," little Jordan waved goodbye to the old lady with sparkling eyes. Santa and Jordan's tour continued. They visited many places, from the poor to the rich, from the young to the old, and all those who deserve to be happy on Christmas Eve. Every time someone smiled, Jordan saw the sparkle in their eyes and felt that deep, joyful flutter within. Her heart was full, just like her dada said. It was the time to say goodbye to Santa. Santa leaned down towards Jordan and whispered softly in her ear, "My darling Jordan, True happiness is a feeling, a deep, fulfilling feeling that your heart is truly at peace when you are there for someone. That's why Christmas is called the season of giving, Santa said with a kind smile on his face. Christmas is the season in which Jesus arrived to spread peace on earth. It's the perfect time to reach out to others, spread joy, and bring happiness. I hope you will do it every Christmas from now on, Santa said with an assuring smile on his face. This was the happiest Christmas ever, Santa. I will do that for sure, little Jordan said, giving a tight hug to Santa. Santa gave a kiss on Jordan's forehead and suddenly went up into the sky. The very next morning, little Jordan was bursting with excitement. Mama, can you do me a favor? Asked Jordan. Of course, darling. What is it? Mama was curious to listen to Jordan. I need you to write a book for me to let everyone know what real happiness is. Will you do it for me? Asked Jordan. Why not, darling? I will do it for sure. Just let me know what exactly you want to tell others, said Mama, giving Jordan a warm, tight hug. And guess what? You just finished reading Jordan's mama's book. Just as Santa said, we hope you too will spread love and happiness not just this Christmas, but in all years to come. Jordan and her family are wishing you a Merry Christmas and a heart full of happiness. The end. You know, that really was a very happy Christmas. Next up, we have Dipper the Dog Saves Christmas, written by Andi Rothwell and Jeremy T. Martin. Dipper the Dog Saves Christmas, written and illustrated by Lynn Rothwell and Jeremy T. Martin. Here we go. In your area, do you think your city or town is going to have a white Christmas? I believe for Chicago, we are not. I think it might be a little too warm, which is very surprising, but you never know. Happy holidays for all of our furry friends. Hey, shout out to all of you all the fur babies out there. All right, y'all ready to jump straight to it? Here we go. Let's begin. Dipper has spent weeks getting ready for Christmas. Ooh, he looks ready too. He got his tree, look like some cookies and milk for Santa. Dipper covered his house in lights to make sure Santa wouldn't miss it. Dipper decorated his Christmas tree. Ooh, he even spelled out Santa, so he definitely wouldn't miss it. Have you put up your Christmas tree yet? If you haven't, it is completely okay. You still got time. Dipper sent his Christmas wish list to Santa. Dear Santa, I want a bone, treats, rope, rocket ship. Dipper baked yummy cookies to set out with a glass of milk for Santa. Can I tell you all a secret? Even though I am a grown-up, I still do this same tradition every single year. Santa has his own special plate that I put his cookies on, and then he has his own special mug that we pour the milk inside so he could drink it. So when he comes, you know, he won't be so hungry. Dipper is ready for Christmas, just in time for Christmas Eve. He settles into bed and begins to fall asleep. It's important to go to sleep so Santa could come. Dipper hears a loud noise. He wakes up and goes to look outside. Santa crashed into Dipper's front yard. Oh my goodness. What in the world happened? At least there was some snow. Hopefully the impact wasn't too bad. Oh no, there is no way I'll finish delivering presents now, said Santa. Dipper offers to help Santa. I can help. Santa gives Dipper a list of names to take presents to. Santa's list: Mabel, tennis balls; Moose and Bear, squeaky toys; Bro, kitty treats. Merry Christmas. This is a big responsibility, "But I know you won't let me down," said Santa. Mm-hmm. Dipper feels nervous. Helping Santa is a lot of hard work, but that won't stop Dipper from saving Christmas. Dipper goes to Mabel's house, but her whole house is covered in snow. How is he going to make it to her front door? Oh my goodness. This is high as the mailbox, and that's pretty high. Dipper shovels all of the snow away without waking anyone up. Dipper places a gift full of tennis balls under Mabel's Christmas tree and sneaks out to Mabel from Santa. Ooh, that was really hard work, but he did it without waking up anyone. Next, Dipper goes to Moose and Bear's house, but there are squeaky toys everywhere. How will I ever get around this, Dipper thinks. Oh my goodness. So he gotta try and step around, because if he steps on one of these squeaky toys, it's game over. They're gonna wake up, they're gonna hear it. Dipper carefully dodges the toys, making sure not to squeak any of them. Dipper places a gift full of more squeaky toys under Moose and Bear's Christmas tree, and then sneaks out. He gotta be like a ninja. Finally, Dipper heads to Bro's house. Bro can see very well in the dark. Ooh, what kind of animal do you think Bro is? Dipper puts on his camouflage to make sure Bro doesn't see him. Oh my goodness, where is he? Bro tries to scan the room, but Dipper's camouflage works well. Dipper places a gift full of kitty treats under Bro's Christmas tree and sneaks out. Ooh, so he had a little Christmas sweater to match the Christmas tree so he could put the kitty treats under the Christmas tree. He's pretty smart. And he blends in well. Dipper is finally finished. He saved Christmas. Hooray! Dipper goes home. Santa is gone. The mess in the front yard is cleaned up. There is a gift under Dipper's Christmas tree and a note from Santa. Dear Dipper, you have saved Christmas. I couldn't have done it without you. Helping others and giving love, hope, and joy is what Christmas is all about. Merry Christmas, Santa Claus. Snuggled up in bed, Dipper realizes that the joy of giving and helping is the greatest gift he could ever receive. Merry Christmas. And here's the real life Dipper the dog. The end. Wonderful book and a wonderful. Oh, that Dipper the dog. We can't live without him. Next, we have The Christmas Lesson, Unwrapping Love and Family, written by Dedrick L. Moone. The Christmas Lesson, Unwrapping Love and Family, written by Dedrick L. Moone. Here we go. Look at that Black Boy Joy on the cover. I always love to see it, and I'm forever here for it too. He has a dedication page. All right, are you all ready to jump straight to it? Here we go. Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a small city called Greensboro, there lived a mischievous little boy named Lamar. He loved Christmas more than anything in the world. Lamar adored the twinkling lights, the scent of freshly baked cookies, and the joy in the air. But what he loved most was sneaking around to find his hidden Christmas gifts. Lamar's eyes would dance with curiosity and mischief every year as the familiar melody of Silent Night by the Temptations played on the radio. His mom, Renee, had a special talent for hiding gifts in the sneakiest places, and Lamar couldn't resist the challenge of uncovering them. Ooh, that kind of sounds like me. I definitely used to love looking for gifts. Even though Lamar knew that snooping around was wrong, The thrill of discovering his gifts was just too much fun to resist. He would secretly listen to Renee's hushed conversations, hoping to catch any hints about where his gifts might be hiding. One snowy December morning, as he was playing with his Transformers, Lamar overheard Renee talking to his uncle, Levon. She said, "I hid Lamar's bike in the place he loves the most," with a hushed chuckle. His eyes sparkled with delight because he knew exactly where it was hidden. Ooh, where is your most favorite place? I think if Renee was my mom, that will have to be probably under my bed or in my closet. Trying to contain his excitement, Lamar waited until Renee was fast asleep before tiptoeing up the stairs and into the attic. He laughed to himself as he searched every corner, but the bike was nowhere to be found. Lamar wasn't about to give up, though. He needed to think like the world's greatest detective, Batman. Seated on his bed, Lamar thought hard. Then a brilliant idea struck him. Renee said the gift was in the place he loved most. And where was that? His Granny May's house, of course. Ooh, that is smart. That is a brilliant idea. With a mischievous grin, Lamar called May and told her how much he missed her. He asked if he could come over and help decorate her house for Christmas. May happily agreed. With bubbling excitement, Lamar jumped out of the car as they reached May's house. He dashed to the storage room where he spotted mysterious boxes tucked away in the corner. His heart raced as he reached for them. Inside one of them was the coolest bike he had ever seen. It was red and black all over. Lamar couldn't help but grin from ear to ear. Ooh, he found it. But you think that's right, though? He called his grandma saying he missed her, but he really was just kind of using his grandma to go see where his Christmas present was. Does that seem right? But just as he was lost in awe of his new bike, Lamar heard May's voice calling. "Lamar, where are you?" In his rush to leave the storage room, he accidentally knocked over not only the bike, but a bunch of other gifts too. May heard the commotion and asked, "Lamar, were you sneaking around in the storage room?" With a deep sigh, Lamar confessed, "Yes, Granny." May smiled gently and asked, "And what did you find?" Lamar admitted, "I found my bike and lots of Christmas gifts, Granny." You know, at least he was honest. May let out a sigh, a mix of understanding and gentle disappointment. She said, "I should tell your mom about this, but I'll keep it our little secret for now." She invited him into the house, and they had a heart-to-heart conversation as they decorated the Christmas tree together. May shared her own past, how she didn't have much money when Renee, Levon, and the rest of his aunts and uncles were younger. With a sparkle in her eye, she gently shared that back then, gifts were few, but there was an abundance of something even more precious, love. In her warm and wise way, May explained that Christmas was a celebration of the birth of Jesus, a time to wrap our hearts in love, and a time to gather with family. From that very moment, Lamar decided to embrace patience and eagerly await the sunrise of Christmas morning. Yes, Christmas is all about the birth of Jesus and spending time with your family and sharing love. Each day, Lamar's excitement grew stronger as he looked forward to opening presents and spending time with his loved ones. Lamar's heart raced as he dashed downstairs on Christmas morning. The tree was a shimmering wonderland, surrounded by gifts everywhere. Lamar tore into his boxes of new toys and clothes, but most of all, he was excited about his new bike. He couldn't wait to go outside and show it to his friends. As Lamar turned around, he saw May and Renee wiping away tears of happiness while his aunts and uncles exchanged gifts and shared stories. At last, he fully understood. Christmas wasn't just about receiving gifts, it was about sharing joy with family. Absolutely. And I know he is so glad he waited too. It makes it even more special. And so, in the little city of Greensboro, the mischievous little boy named Lamar learned the true spirit of Christmas. He never again tried to sneak around for gifts, cherishing instead the magic of the holiday and the love that surrounded him. Or did he? The end. And here's his conclusion page and also his acknowledgments. Hey, everyone. Shout out to you all. Big shout out to you all. And here's his bio page and where you can contact him. Wonderful book with an even wonderful story. What a wonderful lesson to learn. Next, we have The Night Before Christmas in Brooklyn, written by Rayven White. The Night Before Christmas in Brooklyn, written by Rayven S. White, and illustrated by Autumn Gentle. Here we go. She signed it. It says, to Kayla, I appreciate the support. God bless and happy holidays. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you and your family. She dedicates this book to her daughter, Riley. Hi, Riley. She also wants to give a big thanks to her friends, her family, her church family, Autumn, the illustrator, and her mom. Hello. Here we go. It's the night before Christmas when all you could hear were the sounds of 4 churches spreading holiday cheer. I thought of my letter I sent out with care in hopes that dear Santa soon would be here. While most of my friends are tucked in tight, we're in church, still praising, I hope not all night. Service has ended, now waiting outside. Mom's friend, Sister B, offers a ride. When suddenly, up the street, there arose a clatter. Mom and Sister B go to see what was the matter. Look at the pretty town and all the lights. So the one church is singing Joy to the World. That's my favorite holiday song, Christmas song. Oh, holy night, away in the manger. Finally home, up the stairs, I flew in a flash, got undressed, bathed, and to bed in a dash. The moon through my window, fresh snow on the sill. My R&B Christmas tunes play as I chill. Then, what to my surprise is the sound that I hear? The wrapping of presents? Music to my ears. I heard a deep chuckle, saw a shadow so thick, and I knew in that moment it must be Saint Nick. Who else could it be? So I crept down the hallway to get a quick glance, hoping this time I can meet him by chance. He dug in his bag for gifts with our names, overlooking all the others. Neither one are the same. Not Dina or Jason, nor Mary or Sean. Not Connie or Nikki, nor Donna or Vaughn. What? Santa needs to check his list once more, 'cause those boys have been bad all year, that's for sure. Did you make the nice list? Let me know in the comments below. I entered the living room and noticed he was gone. On to the next home is the conclusion I had drawn. I gleamed at the sight that was under our tree. There were gifts for our family, my mommy and me. I went back to bed and I shed a few tears. Grateful I've never been forgotten this time of year. That is a blessing. Something to be very grateful for. I peek out my window in time to see him go. A plump guy in red faded into the night snow. He yelled peace and threw up the sign with a flip. Well, look at dear old Santa acting all young and hip. I thought of the family that lives on Green Street, who seem to have barely enough food to eat. So tomorrow, I'll see if we can take them a few things, 'cause everyone should experience the joy Christmas brings. Just then, I decided to write him a letter. I have a request that would make me feel better. Dear Santa, you just left, but I'm writing you now, hoping that next year you'll grant these wishes somehow. First, thanks for the presents. I am happy indeed, but now I realize I have everything I need. We're never hungry or cold, always clean and loved. Mom says those are blessings given to us from above. Absolutely true. Next year, please give one of my gifts to another and sign on the card that it came from their mother. This arrangement will remain between you and me. I'm not happy knowing someone has none and I have 3. That's very generous and kind. I'm so glad you came into Brooklyn this eve. You're probably halfway around the world by now, I believe. Santa does work fast. My eyes are now drooping. It's time for my slumber. If you need any other details, I'll include my number. The Temptations are singing about a silent night, and at this very moment, they will be right. The best gift is giving to others than yourself. Loving one another is greater than any wealth. So, happy holidays and beyond, in all respects and in every right. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. More to come. Stay tuned. The end.
That was a beautiful story. Next, we have Soulful Holidays, written by Ciara L. Hill.
Soulful Holidays, written by Ciara L. Hill and illustrated by Christian Krabby. Here we go. Look at this beautiful book cover. Doesn't it make you happy? Can't you just feel the positive energy and vibes just from this book cover alone? I know I sure can. Kayla, wishing you a holiday full of soul. C.L. Hill, thank you so much. I'm telling you, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the spirit, the giving, the love, the everything. I dedicate this book to my family for all the fond memories we have created and for new memories yet to come. And to everyone who makes the holiday season soulful and magical. This one's for you. Shout out to you. The holidays are happy times that come around each year, a chance for celebration with your friends and family near. We mark the Yuletide season in a lot of different ways, and African Americans celebrate soulful holidays. The kitchen tables covered with the things you love to eat. Delicious smells of cooking fill the air on every street. Fried chicken, cornbread, collard greens, and creamy mac and cheese. Peach cobbler, sweet potato pie, a bowl of black-eyed peas. There's every kind of sweet and treat and dishes you adore. And plenty there for everyone. You couldn't ask for more. Ooh, they're surrounded by all this yummy food, some pie, some chicken. Ooh. Outside, the kids make angels in the snow upon the ground, then run back to their cozy homes to nestle safe and sound. Ooh, have you gotten to experience some snow yet? We haven't in Chicago, but soon. The grown-ups play a card game, such as Uno, Gin, or Spades, to noisy peals of laughter as the children play charades. There's Grandpa telling stories of the way it used to be, while everyone sits and listens around the Christmas tree. Then Silent Night is playing, the Temptations' famous song, and everybody knows the words and tries to sing along. Can you reach those high notes that the Temptations sing in Silent Night? You're looking out for Santa Claus and hope he's on his way, with all his trusty reindeer who must pull his heavy sleigh. With tons and tons of presents to deliver around the world, his job is spreading happiness to all the boys and girls. Each child has made a careful list and also checked it twice, in hopes that Santa got the word they've all been very nice. You leave a plate of cookies and some milk for him to sip, as you figure he might need a snack on such a lengthy trip. Did you put milk and cookies out? You know, Santa really, really appreciates that when you do it, because he has such a far way to go. He definitely enjoys some milk and cookies. And you're longing for the morning just to see what Santa brings, so you get to bed without a fuss, to dream of wondrous things. You wake before the sunrise and go rushing down the stairs. It's really way too early, but the adults do not care. Oh yes, I remember waking up super, super early because I'm always so excited for Christmas. They understand that children are excited for the day and play the tune This Christmas, sung by Donny Hathaway. There's wrapping paper everywhere as ribbons are untied, and lots of joyful dapping when you find out what's inside. 'Tis the season to be jolly and wish everybody well, and the time we get together to recall the first Noel. Aww. Look like someone got a doll for Christmas. Hey, someone got a book. Aw, it looked like it's called Shiloh and Dandy the Lion. That seems like a good one. But though Christmas is a lot of fun, you have to understand, there are other great traditions taking place across the land. For example, there is Kwanzaa, and it lasts for 7 days, when the heritage of Africa is proudly on display. It's when African Americans can celebrate their past and their present and their future of a culture built to last. Kwanzaa celebrates the past, present, and the future. It will never die. The kinara on the table at the center of the scene holds a row of special candles colored red and black and green. All the candles have a meaning, and you light one every night, and it must be done in order, so you have to get it right. There are 7 different principles to follow as a guide that can help you be a person full of purpose, love, and pride. You celebrate togetherness, a bond that never ends, a community of people made of family and of friends. Yes. So today is the first day of Kwanzaa, so you will like this one right here, which means unity. We'll learn more about that a little later in a minute. And of course, throughout the holiday, there's also lots of fun. From the very early morning till the Kwanzaa day is done. There are people wearing clothing that is African attire, such as kaftas or dashikis or whatever they desire. There are paper decorations and a bright Mecca mat for the middle of the table where some ears of corn are set. There is feasting, there is dancing to the beat of djembe drums, and the giving of zawadi, which are gifts for everyone. Aw, hey, we just learned a lot of new words there. I hope I pronounced them correctly. Does your family honor Kwanzaa? Maybe Christmas is your thing, or perhaps you follow both of them for all the joy they bring. There is merriment and happiness and festive things to do. So to all, a soulful holiday with love from me to you. Aww. Yes, yes, yes. And here are the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. We have Umoja, which means unity. Kujichagulia, which is self-determination. Ujima, collective work, responsibility. Ujamaa, cooperative economics. Nia, purpose. Kumba, creativity. And Imani, faith. Yeah. And the author left some little messages that I love. Faith over fear, future leader, support local business, and never quit. And she left some coloring pages in the back of the book. And a little activity. You can draw your own family. The end.
Oh my goodness, I was able to relate to that book in so many ways. Next up, we have The Holiday After, written by Danielle Marietta.
The Holiday After, written by Danielle Marietta and illustrated by Masha Klott. Here we go. Look at this front cover. Doesn't it make you excited for like the holidays and make you kind of hungry too? Here we go. For my family, near and far, who taught me the true value of traditions, and to my kids, who I love the mostest. Hey, shout out to all of you all watching. Here we go. And to all a good night. Ho, 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 ho. They especially like it when I say that last little bit. Santa leaned in with a sparkle in his eye, and he smiled. And just like that, Christmas was over. All the presents were delivered, the milk and cookies were sampled, and the sun was rising behind them. With the flick of his wrist, the bells jingled, and the reindeer sped on toward the horizon, towing the sleigh behind them. Ooh. So what do you think Santa just did? He probably delivered his last present, huh? And now they're off. I wonder where they're going to go. As they arrived back home, Nick leaned in for a hug. Thanks, Uncle Chris. See you in the morning. Christmas is fun, but my favorite tradition here is the holiday after. Yes, mine too, his Uncle Chris, or Santa as some call him, agreed. You were a great help, as always. Get some rest, and I'll see you soon. Ho, ho, ho. Nick hopped off the sleigh and gathered the reindeer. He walked them back to the lodge and got them into their stalls. Once each sleepy reindeer was tucked in under the hay, Nick climbed up the ladder to his family's loft, overlooking their livestock below. Ooh, they have a lot of livestock. They have the sheep, probably to help them keep warm in the North Pole. And they also have a bunny, and I wonder how many reindeer they have. Good night, his twin sisters Joy and Grace called out when they heard him climbing into his bed. Night, his big brother Noel mumbled as he rolled back to sleep. And to all a good night, Nick replied with a smirk. Giggles echoed in the lodge that late Christmas night. Hush, said their father Fred. Holiday after is almost here, and as tradition goes, we start bright and early. A calming silence fell over the lodge and all of the North Pole. They have an extra early morning. As the sun arose, the fresh snow glistened, and the feeling of joy filled the air. Nick, along with his brother and sisters, ran into the kitchen. Let the holiday pancake tower competition begin! The boys had won the past 2 years. They knew their sisters were ready and had been planning out their pancakes for months. The brothers kept their workstation clean and organized, carefully laying out their blueprints and prepping their supplies. Joy and Grace, not so much. They were already flipping their first pancake. Bowls, pans, cracked eggshells, and clouds of flour floated everywhere. But the smell of tradition blossomed and the pancake creations were growing. Ooh, a pancake tower competition seems so much fun. Oh my goodness. I wonder how you would prepare to measure for that. And I think if I were preparing the pancakes, I'll probably be like the twins. I'll have a little mess going on. Noel was stacking and Nick was shaping the pancakes into a giant holiday after tree. Holly berries sprinkled throughout like ornaments on a Christmas tree. But the twins, oh, the twins, they had created a full replica of the North Pole City Center. They beamed as they took a step back to see what they had done. Well, clearly they won, Noelle announced. Better luck next year, the girls snickered back. Look at that. A beautiful tree they made, look like with powdered sugar. But look what the girls made. Oh my goodness. They even used some oranges, and maybe those are blueberries. They even made a clock. How do you make a clock with a pancake? And a snowman. Ho, ho, ho! Merry holiday after! Voices called from the front door. The kids rushed out of the kitchen, quickly scattering their aprons onto the floor. All their family and friends had come to celebrate. Merry holiday after! Nick and his family all cheered back. Aww. Everyone is excited for this holiday after. While the younger kids played and ran everywhere, the teenagers were busy being too cool to be silly. The grown-ups were all talking in their own little world. Nick's father and uncle were flipping the family crest to see who would be Santa next year. Nick loved this time with everyone together. The rest of the year is so busy with work, but this is always one day he can count on. Aww. Do you like being able to see and spend time with your family, seeing your grandparents and your aunts and uncles and your cousins? It is always such a fun time that I love and appreciate every moment. As they all gathered around the beautiful tables, love and smiling faces surrounded them. Pancakes covered in powdered sugar and warm maple syrup with extra chocolatey hot cocoa to wash it down. These were all part of the traditions he loved. With a full belly, Nick sat back and listened while others shared stories of favorite holiday after memories. Ooh, they had a big setup. Look at all that food. I wonder what kind of juice this is. And then it was time. One by one, they gathered their boots, coats, and hats and took the party out back. Nick and his siblings handed out tree sprouts to all. Everyone marched out to the fields behind the lodge and picked a place to plant their future holiday after tree. While they did so, they all sang, "Oh, the joy you have to give, in our hearts is where you live. Fill the skies with peace and love, a new star shines above." Oh, I love that. They're planting trees for them to see in the future, for them to come back every year and see. Quiet hums mimicking the tune continued until every last tree was planted. This is what the day was all about. Time spent together and time giving back. Standing outside that chilly night, everyone looked out to the rolling hills of holiday after trees. Some were no bigger than Nick, but others touched the clouds. Ooh. The traditions we start today can live on forever, Uncle Chris whispered. It's up to each of us to keep them going. Sometimes we might not all be together, but when you look out over these hills, you will be reminded of those past times together. Aww. And with that, the day was done. Nick, Noelle, Joy, and Grace squeezed everyone extra tight as they left. "See you at school," the twins shouted to their classmates. "See you in the workshop," Noelle said to his friends. Aww. Uncle Chris lifted Nick up onto his shoulders. He had the same sparkle in his eye that he had the night before. While waving goodbye to their friends and family, they said in unison, "And to all a good night." A perfect end to a perfect holiday after. The end.
Oh, that was such a joyous book. Next up, we have Santa's Reindeer School, written by D. Preyor.
Santa's Reindeer School, written by D. Preyor and illustrated by Samir Kaiser. Here we go. Look at that. It's so close to Christmas time. Hey, do you have on your Christmas PJs? I hope so. Here we go. I dedicate this book to all the children all over the world. Aw, this one's for you. Owen, it's time for bed, Mom yelled from the hallway as she was heading towards his bedroom. Okay, Mom, Owen yelled back across the room. He pulled back his blanket as he climbed into bed. What would you like to read tonight? Mom asked. Can you read my favorite book about Christmas? Owen replied. Yes, I can, said Mom. Ooh, do you have a favorite Christmas book? Mom grabbed Owen's favorite book from the bookshelf and read it to him. After she finished, she placed it back on the shelf and began reaching towards his nightstand to cut off his lamp. Good night, Owen, she said. Oh, Mom, can you read me just one more bedtime story? Sure, Owen. What book would you like me to read? I don't know, Mom. We've read all those books already. Mom, do you know much about Santa's reindeer? Owen asked. How did they become a team? Was it like my baseball tryouts or something? Close your eyes, Owen. I want you to imagine the North Pole. Tell me, what do you see? I see a lot of snow, a big house, and a sign that says the North Pole, Owen replied. Do you see the reindeer yet? Oh, yes, Mom, there's Rudolph. I see them, he said. Good. Now let me tell you a story about the reindeer and how I believe they became Santa's reindeer team. Once upon a time, far away at the North Pole, there was a school for reindeer. There were many reindeer who wanted to try out for Santa's special reindeer team. Tryouts were Friday, and all the reindeer wanted to try their best to make Santa's team. Santa made an announcement that he needed a special team of special reindeer to steer his sleigh. He was looking for reindeer that will work hard, be a good team player, be kind to others, and have a special talent. Each reindeer was different, but all had a special talent and purpose. Look at all the different reindeer. They all do look different, don't they? And each one of them have a purpose. What does Santa mean by having a special talent and purpose? A reindeer whispered. What if you don't have a talent? They asked themselves. Nonsense! Everyone has a special talent. Tryouts is Friday, Santa said, and went to check on the elves. How did he hear us? A reindeer said. Santa hears all and sees all, said one reindeer. The reindeer left looking puzzled and asked themselves one after the other, what is my special talent? Which one of these reindeers do you think could be Rudolph? Well, let's see, said an elf listening nearby. There is Dasher. He is the fastest reindeer and track team captain. Prancer is very talented. He can gallop and jump light as a feather. Cupid spreads love and cheers to everyone wherever he goes. Donner is loud and a great singer. His voice can be heard near and far. Blitzen is like lightning and can run down the football field. Ooh. Rudolph has a shiny bright red nose, and he is very helpful to others. Comet is the friendliest reindeer and gets along with everyone. Vixen is a magician and loves performing magic tricks. Dancer is a graceful dancer with quick feet. always dancing, twisting, and turning high in the sky. Wow, we all do have our own special talent that we never realized, said the reindeer. They sure do. And they all have a purpose, just like you. Reindeer school wasn't like any other school. There were tests you had to pass to be able to lead Santa's sleigh. You need to be able to run across the roof without waking the sleepy children, pull a sleigh with mounds of presents, carefully not to drop them, run in the snow, and not be afraid to get your hoofs wet. Be a believer of magic and have a Christmas-giving spirit for the sleigh to work. A giving spirit is when you give or do nice things for others without expecting anything in return. Oh, yeah. That is what it's all about. A Christmas giving spirit. After weeks of practice and Christmas was near, Santa said, "The reindeer have worked hard and are ready to try out and fly my sleigh." The reindeer closed their eyes and filled their minds with happy thoughts, and the sleigh began to move. The sleigh had started to move, but something was missing. Santa had one problem. He couldn't see very well in the night sky. He needed a bright, shiny light. He said, "Rudolph, do you want to lead my sleigh tonight?" "Me?" Rudolph said. "But the others are much bigger and stronger than I." Oh, I think we're finding Rudolph's purpose, huh? Santa said, "Everyone has a special talent, and with your red nose so bright, you can surely lead us throughout the night to deliver presents to the children all over the world." One by one, Santa called their names. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Vixen, and Blitzen. Dash away, and off they went into the night sky. Oh. That's the end. Good night, Owen. Good night, Mom. He yawned as he fell asleep. The end. Ho, ho, ho.
Another great book. Next up, we have Lila and the Visitor, written by Kathleen Williams.
Lila and the Visitor, written by Kathleen Williams. Here we go. Has it snowed yet where you are? It snowed twice, maybe 3 times so far here in Chicago. All right, you all ready to jump straight to it? There we go. Let's begin. For anyone searching for their own voice through hearing the voice of God, this one is for you. Today was Lila's favorite day of the week. As bright as can be, she raced down the stairs with her gloves in her hand, all ready to go. Ooh, it's going to be a fun day. Lila was getting ready to have a play date with her best friend, Clementine. Lila's parents giggled as they watched her spread joy throughout the house while singing her favorite song. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Ooh, that is a good song. As Lila was getting ready, she noticed a little girl walking by slowly. Lila could tell something was wrong. It was such a beautiful day, but this little girl had the biggest frown on her face. "What's wrong?" asked Lila. "I have no one to play with," replied the little girl. What would you have done if you were Lila and you saw a little girl you didn't have someone to play with? With much excitement in her voice, Lila invited the little girl on her play date. The little girl was filled with so much joy as she sat next to Lila. "I'm Lila. What's your name?" "Ciara," replied the little girl. With smiles on their faces, they continued to get things ready. Moments later, Lila saw something that made her jump up with excitement. It was Clementine. You could tell why these girls were best friends. They were practically twins. They hugged, they laughed, and they even joined hands as they jumped around in circles. For Lila, this day was turning out to be the best day ever. Once the girls were done building their snow castles and snowman, it was time for the Snow Balance Beam Challenge. The girls loved to see who could go the furthest without falling or stepping off the snow balance beam made by their parents on the sidewalk. When they finished the challenge, they would always burst out laughing and rolling around in the snow. Ooh, I bet that'll be a fun winter activity. I never thought about that before. As Lila and Clementine stretched and acted like they were warming up, Ciara stood there quietly. What's wrong, Ciara? Lila asked. I don't think we should, Ciara replied. She don't think they should what? At this point, everyone began wondering what was going on. I don't think we should do the challenge, Ciara said again, but this time her eyes were fixed on the sidewalk. Lila's mom was always good at picking up on stuff, so she decided they would go inside and grab a hot chocolate before doing anything else. Lila's dad scooped her up, placed her on his shoulders, and they all headed inside. One by one, they each dropped their marshmallows in their hot chocolate, held up their cups to cheers, and sat in the living room. Moments later, screech! Bang! Mommy and Daddy ran into the living room to see if everyone was all right. The girls sat in shock, just staring at the window with their mouths wide open. It came from outside, Mommy, Lila said. You could tell she was scared. What in the world could that be? As Mom and Dad looked through the window, the girls sat there, confused and scared. Lila, however, was glad her dad was home today. It made her feel safe. Knock, knock, knock. Lila's dad opened the door to see that it was the neighbors. Ciara didn't live in the neighborhood, and it was time for her to go, since she was only visiting. As Lila and Clementine ran over to say goodbye to Ciara, they saw it, the thing that caused such a loud, scary noise. Lila's mom began to cry, realizing that the girls were just playing where the accident happened. Lila didn't understand why her mom had tears in her eyes. As she hugged Ciara goodbye, Lila kept a tight hold of her mother. Later that night, Lila asked her mother why she had tears in her eyes when Ciara was leaving. Lila, sometimes God speaks to us through other people, and we have to be open to hearing. Today, I believe God sent us, Ciara, to protect you and Clementine. If we didn't go into the house after she said we shouldn't race, you both could have been hurt or worse. There is a story in the Bible about a man named Abraham who was visited by 3 angels who told him about what was going to happen. God sent angels that looked like men to give him a message. That message changed his life and saved other people's lives. Lila, God speaks to us in so many ways. We have to be open to hearing and listening to it. Do you understand, sweetie? Lila smiled and shook her head yes. I love you, Rainbow, whispered Lila's mom. I love you too, Mommy, replied Lila. That is so true. God speaks to us every single day, and we just have to listen and have an open mind and an open heart and listening open ears so we can receive that message that he is trying to give to us. Whether if you hear it in a song, someone may tell you something, or you read it in a book. God is always talking to us daily, and we should be talking to him too. With a tap on her nose and a poke in her belly, Lila was ready to be tucked in. You ready, Rainbow? Dad asked. Lila shook her head yes. Then they kneeled and bowed their heads to pray. Now as I lay my head down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Watch my family, my friends, and the entire world. Please keep us safe. We love you, O Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. And with a kiss on the cheek, Lila was off to dreamland. The end. Ooh, and she left us with a little maze and also a little bit more about our Arthur. Excellent, excellent story. And this book was right on time. The end.
Okay, crew, those have been some amazing books that we have gotten a chance to read together. And this last book is perfect because it's all about a holiday that starts tomorrow. So introducing Kwanzaa Gets an A, written by Stephen C. Thedford.
Kwanzaa Gets an A, written by Stephen C. Thedford, illustrated by LaQuizzy Kern. Here we go. And this book was written because of his daughter, Kennedy. Here we go. Watoto, that means children, came to the library to hear a story of Kwanzaa that they have heard before. Waiting boys and girls talked on the floor. When the children saw the griot, that's storyteller, walk through the door, all the kids started to roar. The griot entered the children's reading area and looked around. He smiled at the children in their little town. The griot sat down, dressed in an African gown. Ooh, beautiful. Do you want to hear how Kwanzaa got an A? Asked the griot. Yes! Screamed the Watoto. That's very good, said the griot, but not so loud. The children nodded in agreement. The griot laughed and walked around the children. When I raise my walking stick, please say, Ashe. Can we practice? Yes, replied the Watoto. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe, said the Watoto. One more time, said the griot. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe, said the Watoto. Yay! They said it with happiness too. Ashe. The griot began to speak in a mysterious way. In 1965, there was a riot in Watts, a neighborhood in southern Los Angeles, on a hot summer day. African Americans in the community were disrespected in that fray. They wanted those who were hurting their lives to pay. Others turned their faith, fell on their knees, and began to pray. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe. Dr. Molana Karinga, a teacher, wanted to restore the community destroyed by racist horseplay. Return to Africa, was his cry. He researched our history to reduce the disarray. Dr. Karinga believed that people needed to celebrate themselves the right way. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe. Dr. Karinga created a harvest festival similar to the Egyptian in Zulu, a cultural holiday. He named it Kwanzaa after the Swahili phrase, Mantuna ya Kwanzaa, a phrase we should repeat every day. It means first fruits of the harvest. It is a time to renew and remember so we won't stray. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe. The first Kwanzaa was held in 1966 in Los Angeles, California, a city near Santa Monica Bay. It started in a tiny apartment and celebrations were small back in the day. Yet Kwanzaa has come a long way, and events are large today. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe. Portraits of great African Americans hung on the walls, a sacred display. Artifacts from the motherland adorned the apartment to invite the ancestors to convey. Kente cloth and other African fabrics were everywhere on that day. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe. Dr. Karinga discussed the importance of the symbols of Kwanzaa during the entree. The Kanara, Mkeka, Muhindi were special and new, which made it more than some tired cliche. He challenged the people to a contest and rewarded the best a bouquet. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe. The children's program during the first Kwanzaa celebrated African countries like Zimbabwe. 6 Watoro hung the holiday letters around their necks as entertainment at the African Gourmet. Dr. Karinga added an extra A to Kwanzaa so the 7th child at the event could participate at that moment in the USA. The griot raised his walking stick. Ashe. Got an extra A. The griot gestured for the children to stand up, but stay. Children on the floor stood in the walkway. They put their fists into the air and pulled them down 7 times, halfway. On the last one, the Watoro and the griot said, Harambe! And he left a little glossary with all the words we came across. The end.
K-Crew, thank you so much for tuning in and watching the entire video. Those was 10 books we were able to get to together. So I thank you and I appreciate you all for tuning in. And I hope you all have a wonderful, happy, merry, the best Christmas ever. And prayers to you and blessings and peace on earth to everyone. You all ready to sing some goodbyes? Here we go. Goodbye, 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 my friends. Goodbye to you. I hope to see you again real soon. Be proud of all your work tonight. Now climb into bed and sleep real tight. On the count of 3, let's say goodnight. 1, 2, 3, good night.